Hello and welcome back. My name is Simone, and today I am doing a collective reading. If you have clicked on this reading, then more than likely this is the reading for you. We have a very interesting reading for you today, so let's get started. Today I have pulled 2 oracle cards and 6 tarot cards to accompany us on our message for the collective today. But keep in mind, this message is for you as well, so if there's any pieces that don't resonate, then just leave those behind. There are probably more people listening, so keep in mind that this is a collective reading and that you are allowed to just take whatever resonates and leave behind whatever doesn't. To begin with, just by looking at the reading itself, I can see that there's a pause before something big is going to happen. I see a situation that's really causing some difficulty, especially around maintaining that joy and optimism in life. I've got the Fool in reverse, which shows me that there's not a lot of new things happening in this situation and that perhaps you're feeling a little bit at a standstill. The first card that came through was the Cucumber, and this comes from the Green Witch Oracle. Any uncertainties that have been hanging around should fall away soon. A commitment and even perhaps a major life decision will come up. And you are advised to take hold of your emotions before you determine the right path for you. Basically, emotions are running high, and you may be on the precipice of making an important decision, so it's important that you help yourself to calm those emotions and make a rational decision about this situation. The next card that comes up is connected to the moon in astrology, and it's the Mutable moon. Nothing is yet set in stone. Mutable is all about to change, shape-shifting even. That is something that is still developing. Again, I see change a lot in this reading, that there's something going on and that there's indeed a little bit of space to make a decision about how you want this situation to go. This situation is far from finalized, and you still have some things that you could change about the path and the decisions that you're making. You can still influence it. However, you are advised to keep your emotions in check and to look at this situation logically. Just as the Fool in the reverse position is also telling us to use your logic a little bit and look before you leap. And that it's okay to feel like you want to be adaptable. The other tarot card that comes in that's really calling our attention now is Judgment. This is a card that comes in right before the end of the major arcana. It's the second to last card. And the last card is really about the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. So when we see the Judgment, we know that we're just on the precipice of a cycle ending and a new cycle approaching, which we've seen a lot already in this reading. But Judgment offers us the opportunity to reevaluate, to reflect on the things that we've been doing and to self-evaluate, to think about what is it that we've been doing in the past and has it worked for us? What is this new situation that's coming in supposed to bring us physically, spiritually, mentally, or emotionally? And Judgment is one of those cards that asks us to really pay attention to what we're doing, reflect on what we're doing. And if the emotion card has any guide for us, then we know that our emotions about a situation may not be the best guide at this moment. The next card that comes in is the Eight of Wands in reverse. Now, normally the Eight of Wands in its normal position would show me something has a lot of forward movement. But again, I see something on the precipice of happening. But at the moment, we're in a lull. We're in between 2 cycles of the old thing and the new thing. The next card that comes up is the Ten of Wands, and this is a card that shows me that the past situation has caused a lot of burnout, a lot of stress, and while it was an important responsibility in your life and you felt it was your duty, it was a huge struggle. And that there's the possibility to move forward in this situation, to leave behind those old things. So taking your emotional charge out of this decision is going to be really powerful for you. The situation is not yet set in stone. We got that from the Moon card. And it's time to take stock. We got that from the Judgment card about what it meant for you to be obligated to do something, what it meant for you to have this responsibility that was happening in this previous situation. Because right now, you have the opportunity just before this new situation is going to arise, where things are changing, the cycle is beginning again, to really pay attention to that feeling of stress, that feeling of responsibility, and that feeling of this isn't right for me. The next card that comes into play is the Emperor. It's saying to us, we need to have a structure about what it is that we're going to be doing moving forward. And I think that comes through very clearly with all of the cards telling us, pay attention to our logic in this situation, namely being the Fool in the upside down position and the Emotion card. It's saying to us, look before you leap, think about it, be practical, make a plan, have a structure, and discipline a little bit yourself to make sure that these things happen in order to create that stability that we need from this card, bringing our attention to that energy that perhaps is missing at this specific moment. Finally, we've got the Two of Swords in reverse, and this is a card that really shows that we're in between these two spaces and we're still not sure what it is that we're going to be doing. There's perhaps a sense of anxiety around this situation and the changing of this old cycle into this new cycle. And it's almost like a sense like there's no right choice. You're either sacrificing one thing or you're sacrificing another. So it's important to pay attention to that energy as you move into this new cycle, because the new cycle has a really important opportunity to change your life for the better. At the very least, you'll be leaving behind a cycle that just doesn't feel right. That was a burden and a struggle for your soul and for your psyche and for your physical body. And you're entering into a new cycle, so you have the opportunity to move forward. And the cards or the universe is giving a nod to the fact that you're hesitating a little bit. And that also there's going to be a truth revealed coming in with the Judgment card. There is a right answer, even though it doesn't feel like it. The cards are saying to you, there is a right answer, and that there is something in the foreseeable future that's going to change the previous cycle that you were in. Overall, this drawing is very much showing me that we're in between spaces right now as a collective. And that is very much true as of the time of recording this, as it's springtime and the bridge between winter and summer. But it's true at any time if you're hearing this recording. The message will want to get to you at any time it's necessary for it to get to you. But to think about those two spaces, winter and summer, and to think about spring as the gap that's in between those spaces. It's a beautiful time when it doesn't seem like as many things are going on, not like summer, and it's certainly not the lull of winter. It's a space where things are just beginning to take their own route as they are in the garden, but it's also a space where there's some reflection required as we step into new ways of being, new patterns and correspondences when we enter into summer. It's a time when traditionally in society, our obligations are not finished with. We're still working. It's not the summertime or summer vacation yet, but it's also not the struggle that winter was. Spring is really an overall representation of what this drawing is meaning for us today. You're in between two spaces, and it's a great idea right now not to get caught up in the emotions about the decision that you're making, to really look at it logically, to look before you leap, make a plan, and to actually make a clear judgment line about what it meant for you in the past. Things in the universe are stalled right now. There's a little bit of hesitancy, a little bit of instability, almost like the calm before the storm in a way, or the lull before a wave crashes. And this is the space that you have right now to really dive deep and figure out what it is that is important to you in this moment. All right, without further ado, we're going to end the reading here, but I hope that this resonated with you. Remember, if it didn't fully resonate with you, that's okay. It is a collective reading, and you can take what you want or leave what you don't need. And I always encourage you to check out more readings under my profile. Over the times that you read them or listen to them, then you will receive the information when you need it. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.